Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another week of Calypso Showcase. Tonight we feature one of the uncrowned kings of Calypso, a man with a unique style in the Calypso world. We're talking about Samuel Abraham. We call him in the Calypso world the Lord Brigo. Brigo, welcome to Calypso Showcase.
Oh, I'm proud to be here. I always want to be here. It's one of my dreams that come true. I was wondering when I will be on Calypso Showcase.
My first question is, where did you get the name Brigo?
Oh, that was a name from boy days when I was about 7, 8 years. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Shedrack called me one day, he heard me singing Calypso. He said, "You know what is your name?" I said, "No." He said, "You love Calypso?" I said, "Yes, and I want to be a Calypso." He said, "You don't want to be, you're born a Calypsonian. Your name is Brigo." So I asked him, what Brigo mean? He said, "Brigo mean to sing Calypso. Brigo is Calypso, and go clean, go tidy." And I just stay with that name. I go to school and I tell brothers when I ask them, "What is your Calypso name?" I say, "Brigo." And it starts from then on until now, from the age of 7 to 8 years. Brigo.
What has Brigo been doing in 1992? We haven't heard much of you.
Oh, 1992, that's a nice question. Calypso make a change in the era of 92. Before that, I should say. And I decide to go back into my archive of knowledge and try to change with the tide of time. And not only that too, I realize that today it becomes so competitive that you have to move with the tide of time. Generation, the young people, they want things to suit their world. And Calypso, it is something that you don't make now for now, you know. And I had us to go back to study the people, what is their problem, what is their cry. I had us to study what kind of music to make to suit this era. And that take time. And then besides that, I go through rough times in my Calypso world, because a Calypsonian cannot have children, and he cannot be a housewife, a house husband, take up domestic responsibility. Because Calypso is a delicate thing. It's the cry of the people. You have to tell them what's going on behind their back. You have to tell them what to expect in the future. A Calypsonian is somebody that compose and perform his work. That's a Calypsonian. A Calypso singer is the fella that get the song and sing it. They call him, long time in the days, a Spoiler and Melody and Sagalba and Small Island Pride and these guys. They call fellas like that a mocking pretender. When you do compose, when you get song from somebody, because they have to send you out to some university, some part of the world, to lecture all on Calypso and your tradition of life in your country. If you're not a composer to pick up information from the masses, what you going out there to say?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about something else that you've been doing in 92, which is the Brigo's Cultural Theater. But we're going to show first our viewers the life of Brigo in Calypso. Many of you will remember the Rolls-Royce discotheque. This has been converted into the Abercrombie restaurant and bar where we meet today on Calypso Showcase, the Lord Brigo, Samuel Abraham. Brigo, welcome to Calypso Showcase.
Oh, it is a pleasure being in your company, and it's a pleasure being here to entertain the people, informing them, I should say. And I want to say that I was always waiting on this opportunity to give my story out to the people, to the masses, let them know all about Calypso, where it coming, where it going, my experience for over the 30 years that I'm in the business. And I prepared to inform.
All right, you said 30 years in the business, so I take it that somewhere in the 60s, your Calypso career started, 1962?
I should say I come into Calypso in 59. And my first debut was at Palladium Theatre, that is in 63. And in the 60s, I come into Port of Spain between 67 68, 69. I sang at the Waldorf. I sang at Duke Street, Good Samaritan Hall. And then we went to Seaman and Waterfront for the first time. That is where you have Calypso operating now in a big way. Those days it was the Blakey, the Cypher, the Commander, the Melody, the Sparrow, the Caruso, the Douglas, the Cristo, the Brigo. They didn't have anybody like Chalk Dust and Shadow and Francine and it was Stalin. Stalin was around, and Briner, deceased, was around. And those are the years I come into Calypso as to pick up my information because, as people know, Calypso is a self-taught thing. There's no college you go to learn to sing Calypso.
Well, let's start at the very beginning, when Brigo was just a little popo, as we would say. What was your childhood like?
Well, I had a rough time. It seemed like from young I've been born a Calypsonian. When I was a boy, I remember, I loved Calypso. I used to do a lot of whistling and singing Calypso. And at that time, Calypso was an outcast. But you know, you're young, I didn't know. It just the music strike me and I feel good. And I always feel good when I hear it and whenever I sing it also. And my parents never wanted me to sing Calypso. They call it a vagabond, a rogue, a scamp. We call it an outcast at that time. That's what the people say, that it's not a music that have anything to do with God. And for me to be a godly child, I must not sing Calypso. But whilst I'm growing older, I've been informed by the same Almighty that He is the first musician and He is the first creator. And I learned then that I was born to be an educator, an informer, an entertainer, and I know that is a Calypsonian.
Well, what were some of the Calypsos that were being played when you were a kid?
Things like, oh lady, imagine me too, lady, imagine me too, lady, imagine me too, I want you to let me go. And Calypso like, brown skin girl, say woman mine, baby. Brown skin girl, say woman mine, baby. I'm going away in a sailing boat. Even when I come back, throw it down, baby. That's how the gramophone used to play at that time.
Up and down.
Up and down. And I had love it. And it just strike, and then I realized that I am part of that.
What school did you go to as a youth?
I go to boys' government school, that is at Arima. They used to call it ABG at the time. I never reached very high in school. My standard I reached in school was 4th standard at the time, 4th standard. But my parents wanted me to be an office boy or some big something what they at the time look at was big. But I saw the music world was my biggest world, in entertaining, educating, informing the masses like any preacher man in that type of area like Calypso. I had loved that area up to now. I love educating, informing, and entertaining.
Did you start as a youth dabbling, trying to write Calypsos or compose in any way?
Yes, as a youth, I used it to compose Calypsos like Mary. I used to do it in Mary Had a Little Lamb form. Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. The sheep was white as snow. It followed her to school one day, school one day, school one day. It followed her to school one day. It was against the rule. Now, I used to do it in that way. Oh, little boy blue, come blow up your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cows in the corn. Where is the boy that looks after the sheep? Yonder the hills drop fast asleep. And that was to lead me into Calypso because it carried a Calypso rhythm, the mood of how I handle it. I mean, at that time, they didn't used to do it in Calypso, but I want it in Calypso, like ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Because Calypso is nakato, which is pow, pow, like a punch, bam, bam. Anytime anybody saying Calypso and they don't have the punch, the phrase, and the lines to protect the phrase, then you're not singing Calypso. Calypso is an art form that is a rhythm, it is a rhyme, and a story being told.
When was the first time that you appeared on a stage singing Calypso?
That is at Palladium Theatre, Tarapuna. Them days it was Spoiler, Melody, Sagalba, radio, the Christo, nearly leave him out, and Commander and these guys. And I was just about, how old I was, about 16, 17 years at that time. And I went up there, and I sang a calypso called Carmen and Elvira want to play me guitar. I give them the guitar string, then I watch them how they playing. Carmen took the high note, Elvira the low. Carmen to Elvira, you better learn to play in G minor. Yes, that. And I bust in the calypso somewhere because the way I opened my eyes and I think my mouth and the whole audience went mad laughing, and I taking on the laughing and forget the other line that coming up. And I happened to bust, but I get a round of applause loud, and Melody asked me to come to Port of Spain. Keep making calypso, keep it up, you're going to make it big one day. Cypher tell me, he say, you are a king, a calypso. But you wouldn't know, you wouldn't see it now, but one day you will see what I'm telling you.
So you made a trip down to Port of Spain, and how did your calypso career move from then?
Well, I misinterpreted the whole thing when I came to Port of Spain. I thought that when I have a calypso and I break down the house, I get anything like a little $500-600 in them days. You know, I feeling then that the whole of Trinidad love calypso full, so they come out to calypso, not to see the artists. Now I think when they come to hear calypso because it's our tradition, it's our music, it's our life, it's our everything. So I thinking, well, when I go out there, boy, I go make money like rain. It wasn't so. When I come to town, I sang, get nice applause and thing. And when weekend up, I could remember Pretender was the man that paid $1.50 from Sunday to Sunday. You understand? And I had to take the train. The train was 12 cents, the bus was 12 cents. I live in Tanapuna. I had to take the train. It had many nights I walk from town to Tanapuna. That's my secret, but I'm not letting it go.
Now tell me something, you know, getting in a tent and doing auditions and so on is something that every calypsonian has to face. What experiences did you have in auditioning to get into a calypso tent?
The experience that I had in the days of audition, if you come and you don't have the authentic calypso, which is the calypso that tell the story of that slow beat, they're not going to accept you. You can't come with no up-tempo beat in those days. They call it concert calypso. In them days, they had a bar across the stage, and you have to sing over the bar. So that was theater. Calypso losing its theater now. And that killed me. Because here what killed me, there is people that look for a certain type of calypso, like if something happened with government, all the government calypso go in Savannah. Anything around government thing, anything that that is in the current time, but anything that humorous, go and get licks.
What was your first calypso hit?
My first hit was Don't Beat Mama Popo. But no, Do So I Like So. I always say Don't Beat Mama Popo because I'm the public favorite. If I go anywhere to sing and I sing that, people just come backstage and tell me what happened, you again with that song next rounds. Yeah. So I just always call it first. But Do So I Like So was my first hit.
If you can't take good words, you put in, good Lord, stop lashing. If you can't take good words, you put in, good Lord, stop lashing. You're puffing up your chest, boy, you're playing strong. Putting all the boys that we got in town. You're running down Gene, you're running down Joan, and can't even comfort your wife at home. She talk to James, you want to kill. She talk to Shorty, you're crying still. She walk out, you want to kill. She with love, tell them, do so and like so.
What experiences influenced your composing that particular tune?
Do So and Like So is when I look around and see people telling people things, and when they tell them back things, they want fight. And not knowing, there's a lot of people in this country don't know we are a Pekong people. That is what make we unique. We try to live like other people do, but we running away from self. We are a Pekong people. Like Brigo, you play your ugly now, boy. I can't look for a big stone to lick down the man. He could be testing my intelligence to see if I'm really a calypsonian bright enough that he could really follow me. You know, he say, Brigo, you play ugly now. Open my eyes. I say, yes, boy. You know what I mean? He goes to turn around laughing. But if I say, who ugly, and I show him attitude, it means then that I'm not from here.
This is the end of my calypso. Remember, do so you like so. Spread it out wherever you go. New York, or Tokyo. Remember, he is the woman husband. Got to be she plenty satisfaction. Instead of that, you're running down all the girls in town and forget your wife who big fat and strong. She talk to chips, you want to get it. She talk to short, you're riding still. She walk out your one to give she blow. Tell them, look so and like so.
All right, let's go on to another hit of yours, Don't Beat Mama Popo. I think this is one of the tunes that all of your fans think of when they think of the Lord Brigo.
Don't beat Mama Popo. Don't beat Mama Popo. I will sing a verse for you in chorus and then explain, right?
It is really sad to tell you about the child days that Brigo had. You may say I'm mad when I tell you about the child days I really had. My mama have 5 children, I'm the better looking one. As you all could see, she used to beat me just like if I wasn't her son. One day Granny said to she, don't beat Mama Popo, don't beat Mama Popo. Granny tell she, I warn you already, like if you want to spoil the child. Beauty, you done make the picnic, and now you beating it like you crazy Betty. I love him a lot, he is the prettiest grand popo that I got.
I see myself between all the Calypsonians as the most handsome Calypsonian, the real rockaston, as they say, or the Tony Curtis. I used to feel great when they announced me, and up to now, I feel I'm one of the best looking Calypsonians between all. And as a great creator in art, I am the best looking because there is no other face like this, and anything that is unusual is the best looking thing.
I sure you don't know, when I was small, I was a marasmi. Popo, jigger in me toe, and a big head that really had me couldn't grow. Yes, my mama used to let me sleep on the floor. From my head to my toe, it cover with saw, because I was the best looking child among the rest. My mommy wanted to kill me with less. Don't be Mama Popo, don't be Mama Popo. Granny tell she, I want you, like if you want to spoil the child. Beauty.
Now let's talk about the development of your Calypso career, because you were doing very, very well in Kitchener's Tent and always a force to be reckoned with. What are some of the tunes that you sang after those 2 hits?
Get Baptized, Shake Up, Shake Up.
What was the first recording you ever made?
The first record that I made was Gemma, Little Gemma, the Bajan girl from Arima. Gemma, sweet Gemma, the Bajan girl from Arima. Oh Lord, she pretend to love me. She had me going love crazy. A night I was coming in on me too. I hear the spring ball in Brigo, Brigo. I tell you, I will never love her again. Bum, 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 bum. I nearly lived my life in vain. Bum, 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 bum. My heart is aching. I am not faking. I will never love again. Bum, 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 bum.
What led to you getting your first recording contract?
Well, in those days, it was Cook Caribbean, right? And I went to them, and I had something called Doctor, row your boat ashore, hallelujah. Doctor, what you waiting for? Hallelujah. The river is deep, the current is strong. Hallelujah. The opposition cannot keep you down. Hallelujah. Verse was, men, women, and children, they all march for the past election. Men, women, and children all march for the past election. Yes, they march without fear, straight into Woodford Square. When they reach, look, they start to groan. Wouldn't leave the doctor alone. Doctor, row your boat ashore. Hallelujah. Doctor, what you waiting for? Hallelujah. The river is deep, the current is strong. Hallelujah. The opposition cannot keep you down. And Cook didn't take me. I went to Telco up Chamflay, and they make me first Calypso called If You Can't Take Boot Whilst You're Booting, and they record Do Be It, but If You Can't Take Boot Whilst You're Booting was my first recording by Cook. Not Cook, Telco, sorry. Cook in my mouth. Telco, that is at Chamflay at that time.
Now, you've had a number of other hits throughout the years, and I think of tunes like, say, Barnabas. Can you remember that?
Barnabas. Hey, Carnival coming. I say to call me Barnabas calling. Yes, Carnival coming. I say to call me Barnabas calling. Yes, a biting Gene, a biting Joan, a biting them until they grown. If I only see a woman looking red, dead she dead, I say, when you hear the night begin to fall. Barnabas, women have to come soon as I call. Barnabas, me bone rattling, me teeth grinding, me eye blinking, me gong flying. All you start hiding, Barnabas biting. Women running, women stretching, women bawling, women crying. All you start hiding, Barnabas biting. Ow! 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 Yeah.
Yes, and your presentation, as usual, unique.
Now, that year when I sang Barnabas, I sang it at opposite those boys' jail. And I used to come out a coffin with the fang, the cape, and my eye. They had one red light on the wall, striking on the stage. The background was a door opening, a dog barking, a foul crow, a woman bawl, a child scream. Real drama. That tent used to pack 7:30.
Just to see Barnabas.
Just to see Brigo perform. Barnabas, I see I do knockout and I do palme and I do death, people saying, but he's an actor. I was an actor long since in the baby at the pram when Nelson sing. Stella. I was the baby in the pram.
Yeah.
And have people laughing till they cry. Because when I take the baby bottle and I open my mouth and I watch the audience and I bust tears with a little tamagine over my eye, the audience stretch out. I want the people to remember the heroes and the heroes' contribution so was our nation. Brigo is a household name. I'm not boasting, I'm talking after the people. And I feel proud to talk after the people.
Now, even though you had the comical tunes, you always had some social commentary to give, and Neighbors Say was one of your better tunes in that vein.
Yes, Neighbors Say is a calypso that somehow or the other, I have to hear the record. And the reason, and I'm feeling proud to say that, because the composer supposed to be hearing his music. As long as you're a recognized artist of our land, there is no favors. I am saying that belongs to you. Your music, at least every popular top artist of our land, his music should be played 3 times per day.
Well, I remember, like you seemed to have been off the scene for a while, and then you appeared at the Cultural Gallery, which is at the Cement and Waterfront Workers Trade Union Hall.
Yeah.
And that was the year I heard you sing the tune Limbo Break.
Limbo Break.
And it has stood out in my mind from that very first night. Tell us about that Calypso, Limbo Break.
Well, Limbo Break is a calypso I had made, and at that time, I was going through my changes of creating music. A more party type music and getting off of the authentic calypso, which is the slower one, because I realized that the slower one not taking me anywhere. The slower calypso, when a fella come with a nice beat, pum pum pam pam pim, pum 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 pam pam pam. The crowd go on, and I who now go in. La ba 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 ra ba ra ba ba ram ba 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 ra bam. They want to it ain't going nowhere, because that is for sitting and listening pleasure. But the fella who sing with the up tempo, he get contract to go all about. I who sing the ra bam bam bam, telling you about home and how life and what I saw and blah 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 blah. So I come up with Limbo Break.
We coming out, limbo dancing. We go break up tonight. We coming out, limbo dancing. Watch we love to do that dance. We love to do the shoulder dance. Love to do the eye dance. We come to show the world how to break the Calypso. Join the majesty. Jumbo, iPhone, neck go, back go. We come to show the world how to break the Calypso. Join the majesty.
Now, in 1988, NJAC honored you by giving you a Top 20 award for that tune, Limbo Break. Tell us about that experience.
Well, I was proud about that. That was something to lift me from one treader down in the pit, up, out of the pit. Now, NJAC, they was looking at the cultural tradition from 20 years or 25, 30 years backward. And they was looking at the people that had been contributing and what they achieved for their contribution. And realizing that Calypso have no gratuity, they decide to select the names that they could remember making loud contribution and never get an opportunity to get a start in life, that they can set example for the younger people of tomorrow. So they came up with the Uncrowned Kings. Which is
yes, leading after that, we got in 1990 the Uncrowned Kings competition, of which you were one of the people in the competition.
From London, they said they were high in stone. Their dances they brought to compete against me. Had to watch me, I'm on my way. Dance, the shoulder dance, the back dance. Show the world how to break the Calypso. Waking up, waking up, I breaking up, hey breaking up, I'm waking up. We come to show the world how to break the Calypso. Join the majesty.
Let's talk about what you got on that Uncrowned Kings. This is the trophy, the keys to the city, as they call it.
Yeah, this is the key to the city. This key here, this is my award. This is one of my awards that they give to me, which is an honor, which make me feel great, which make me feel good, and which make the children that looking for another direction to really check for their heroes, their local heroes. This.
And this is your Top 20 award that you got for, Top 20 award for Limbo Break?
Top 20 award for Limbo Break. This is my Top 20 award for Limbo Break. This is the key to the city, and I had also a big trophy that I didn't bring along with me.
Now, I remember you had to sing 4 tunes on that night. One of the tunes had to be a new tune, and one of the new tune that you chose was Guy Up, a very, very nice tune.
Now, Guy Up is a calypso that I forget the lines again. I want to rub in this forget thing, good, because I don't want people to feel, well, you're studying calypso, that's why you're forgetting. I am saying, as a composer that creating ideas and music, if you're not hearing your music on the airline, you're entitled to forget your music. Because the first thing going to strike you, if it was good, they would have played.
Going to party when we dead we done. Keep them young people happy, according to the invention. Go help a brother, allow your days to be brighter. Say, from the sunshine, for folk pushers in the sun. Say, don't lock them up for damage in our pride in our country. Lock them up for trying to see people walk the street like zombies. Time for we do live like one happy family. Die up is the thing to soften all suffering. When you help me, I will help you. I will help you. When you help me, oh yo yo, oh yo yo, oh yo yo, die up is the thing to erase all suffering.
I know one of the other tunes you sang in that competition too was Shake It.
Shake Up. No, Shake Up was a calypso that telling the female how they should at least live at home, which a lot of young females don't know how to speak to their boyfriend or their husband. A lot of young females don't know to cook. A lot of young females don't know how to keep themselves and keep their house up to standard. A lot of young females don't really care about husband because they find that man too miserable. They, no matter what you do, there are no thanks. So then I make Shake Up to tell you, well, shake up your life by explaining like, they may say that you're working over here. Boom, boom, boom. They may say that you're working voodoo. If your husband is a wild man, only running plenty woman, he could stop quite easily if you only listen to me in the morning or evening. Make love to your husband in the latest fashion. Hey, charity begins at home. Charity begins at home. Kiss your husband all about. I say kiss him all about. Let him oil your skin. Boom, boom. Oil your skin. Boom. When you're out for him. And then you turn around. Shake up the boom seat. Show him that you're sexy. Shake up the boom seat. Show him that you're sexy. That went clear. Yeah. And it's one of my big ones. Right? Anywhere that I'm going to sing, I have to sing that. And then I should say, I must remember that. Because that plays very often. I must remember to beat Mama Popo because that also plays very often. And the voodoo man tell me, they have my name in the cemetery. They put my family against me. Just so. The voodoo man tell me, they give me that people bone and tea. They have me tied from my head to my toe. Ooh. Don't care how I try. I properly try. I want to go, go, go. She gave me my breakfast last week, Saturday. I get so delirious, I throw it away. A dog was passing the same time. It smelled the food and started to whine. The voodoo man tell me they have my name in the cemetery. They put my family against me. Just so. The voodoo man tell me they give me dead people bone and tea. They have me tied from my head to my toe. Don't care how I try. Oh Lord, I properly tie. I want to go. Go.
One of the calypso that stands out in my mind as one of your greatest hits is the tune After Carnival, which I think Pancho and Brigo adopted almost like a theme song from you.
Yeah. What make me make that song is when I see the children asking for music, some of them, not all, a little, just a handful, asking for Calypso and steel band music after Carnival. And I hear the DJ man saying, hey, maybe this Calypso and steel band thing or the thing, or if it's Carnival, or that send me, and then the children saying, how at night we coming from party, some children saying, but you see one mosquito in them thing where they have pack up behind the panten day, we could get bad fever with them thing, because that is our number one instrument. Look where it is in the bush. They ain't taking them out and painting them. My neighbor children always singing, where do we go without a wrong show? We have we steel band in our island, behind back door, breeding mosquito. After Carnival, support band musicians. After Carnival, we got to support band musicians. Neighbors up in the island, support band musicians. America, England, and Japan, support band musicians.
What has been the high point in your career?
I should say Limbo Break.
What's been your biggest disappointment?
My biggest disappointment between you and I will like the people to really understand me. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. My biggest disappointment as a Trinidadian born Central Trinidad and go to school at Arima, and all through my life behind Calypso, I sing in every Calypso tent in Trinidad. My biggest disappointment, I never get a chance to stand in that Mardi Gras show to let people know that there's so much great talent in Trinidad. There's another one that is different to the rest.
Welcome back to the live portion of Calypso Showcase. We are featuring on tonight's program the Lord Brigo. And Brigo, what I want you to tell me now is a little bit about this Brigo's cultural theater that you have going on at this time.
This person here is Redman. Redman, I want you to tell me the year you started to sing Calypso and what was your achievement?
I started singing Calypso since 1978 in the CDC tent. I went back into Brigo, singing Calypso in the CDC tent in Tobago with Axe Back, Just Come. I won Calypso competition in Coast Guard twice in 1984 and 1985. And this year, I came fourth overall in the Coast Guard competition and the Defense Force competition overall.
And how you like Brigo's cultural theater?
Well, it's first time really experiencing Brigo Cultural Theatre, and it's interesting, you know, to see that the young people or people on the whole originality from Trinidad having a time and place to really start the Calypso, which is originated from Trinidad, and it'll be a good exposure, really. I enjoy it.
Thank you. How long you singing Calypso, sir?
Well, to be honest with you, I have to say I was born and raised, speaking on a Calypso point of view, born and raised at Brigo's Cultural Theatre.
You like it here?
So far, it has been, everything is going fine for me. Everything that I have learned it right here.
You're prepared to stay with Brigo's Cultural Theatre?
For as long as I could, yes.
Thank you, sir. Sideways, tell us, what is your next aim to be a top Calypsonian in Trinidad?
Well, I did a record in 1989, and I intend to do another record for 93, and the tune that I'm looking to do is for Princestown, you know, because I started in Princestown. Maestro is the one who taught me to sing Calypso and so on, and 7 years now since I was Brigo Calypso 10, right? So I like it here. I intend to stay here and to work with Brigo Cultural Theatre to go forward.
All right, wrong one. Keep your guard up. Keep your guard up. Come on. Keep up. Come on. Keep your guard up. Keep your guard up. Come on, man. Keep your guard up. Come on. Good. Keep your guard up. Keep moving, Mike. Now. Come on, Mike. You gotta get back to the top. Keep your guard up. Your guard. Keep your guard up. Try one more time. Keep moving, Mike. Jab. Hit it. All right. Time out. Good. Okay, Mike. Come on, Mike. All right. That's good. Come on, man. Come over, man. Come on. Hey, Mike. Wait, time out. Wait, time out. Mike, time out, man. You're back at the top. You're the champ. Here's what's going on. Good, man. Ready? Round 2. Come on. Keep it. Come on. What's going on, man? God don't say. Hey. Okay. All right. Okay, Mike. That's it. Come on. You're the champ again. Yeah. You're back at the top. Listen. Hey, coach. Yeah. Hear what's happening. Let me get my... Just now. Hear what's happening. Coach, you see that man there? Yeah. I am getting ready. I'm getting Mike set up and get dressed for the Miss Ratty Ray. Right. Beauty pageant at Heartbreak. You see that man on the ground there? If you want him to revive, just get him a glass of Moby. All right. I'll choose you, bread.
In order that I should marry she. Hey! Voodoo man, tell me, they have my name in the cemetery. They put my family against me. Just so. The voodoo man, tell me, they give me dead people bone in tea. They have me tie from my head to my toe. Don't care how I try, I properly try. Want to go, hey, let me go, oh. I want to go, hey, I want to go.